All right, guys.
Yeah, we all heard the shot. That's why I thought he was fucking dead.
I thought too, because he's not moving.
We're live here on Hemet, in Hemet. And well, there's a bunch of people right here. Let's go to that crowd right there. We'll go to this crowd right here. So let's go to this crowd right here. That's him in the roadway. Okay, let's stay back. He's in the roadway right there. The cop blocked it so I can't see it. Or maybe he's just blocking the road. We're gonna come over here. Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, I'm not gonna approach the suspect. So he's right here in the street, guys. They've already hit him with a beanbag. The officer's gonna set up a perimeter, so I stayed over here. Well, let me come. This guy's standing by his car. I'll come over here. So they shot him with a beanbag. They said he wasn't complying. I tried to get here as fast as I could. Make sure they don't rough him up too much. Hey, let's... I should have grabbed a bottle of water, but I just jumped out of my car. I got stuck behind a caravan. They must have pepper sprayed him too, because the one officer's choking. So they used pepper spray and beanbags. And we're gonna record it, make sure they don't violate him too much. Because you never know, their adrenaline is up right now. But I did cross because we got people over here, so we're in about as much danger as they are. So if they're standing here, we're standing here. It's just we'll get singled out because we have the cameras. But there were several calls of man with a gun. I don't know if he had one or not. He did? Oh, okay. Somebody said yes, he did have one. So I know an officer said he thinks he threw it down somewhere. And the witness said, yeah, he had one. He was running with it. So apparently he threw it down somewhere, one of the officers said. But he doesn't have one now, so we'll make sure that the police don't... I mean, there's nothing for them to do now but arrest. They don't have to throw him down or anything like that. There's multiple units out here. Latham and... I'm trying to see, it looks like Ramona. Latham and Ramona in Hemet. I am live. I've got 5 people watching. I should have grabbed a bottle of water, man. I just took off, dude. So the officer said they were going to tape it off, but I see people standing over here, so they're here, I'm here. What's up, Michigan Watcher? Yeah, we had a man with a gun call. They dispersed beanbag rounds and then hit him with pepper spray. So we're gonna keep recording, make sure they don't throw him down or kick him or anything like that. Yeah, I tried to get here as fast as I could for you guys. And for him, I want to make sure he didn't get like shot or anything unarmed. So So there's a lot of police units here. I was just heading out to Banning too. But the cop told me, he told me stay over there because they're gonna tape it off. And then I look across the street and there's like a dozen people standing over here. I'm like, I'll go over there where the people are. So, yeah, I don't know if they're waiting on an ambulance, but they're getting antsy. They keep looking back at the camera. So I don't think they're gonna do a perimeter just yet because they've already got him now. So there's no reason for a perimeter except to keep the cameras out. That'd be the only thing a perimeter would serve. At this point, I do hear the AMR, so they're gonna come flush his face, check him for bruises. Those beanbags hurt. I got shot in the butt by one because the cop tried to shoot a dog and missed. Or maybe he didn't miss. I don't know. He shot me in the ass though. I had a nice little red mark on my butt. And then it was a lieutenant too, a detective. Well, I think it was a sergeant, but he shot his beanbag at the dog, hit me in the ass. He said, "Oh, I missed." I said, "Yeah, I was there." So those beanbags are no joke.
Sitting there with her fucking camera on me, like, shouldn't the camera be facing that way?
Should be facing the cops because if they kick him, we want that right
The
here.
camera's facing all the way over here. She said she walked out with it.
No, I'm filming the cops because if they kick him and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, my body camera wasn't on," it's like, well, my camera was on. So, American Patriot, yeah, it was bad, man. I limped for like 4 days. So is she one of the ones that called?
Oh, she's focusing on the wrong shit with the camera, though. The action's over there, not over here.
Yeah, why is her? I don't think she's recording anymore. She's got her camera facing this way.
I mean, if they know him, then they can say something.
Why is she filming the grass?
She's not worried about the right shit.
Okay, so we are filming the police. I want to make sure. I don't know if their body cameras are on or not. I know police always say, well, we have body cameras. Well, the 2 tactical cops in Phoenix have body cameras, but they weren't on when they shot the unarmed Hispanic guy. I need to know why they weren't on. And if somebody like I were out there filming that, see, we would have had video footage of that incident. So he keeps falling back. And he's high, okay. And instead of laying him back so he can, well, maybe they can't. He might have to keep his heart elevated. But at least he could do is put his leg, softly against his back to let him sit back instead of making him balance himself. No, Fort Valley, they didn't, they dispersed beanbag rounds and pepper sprayed him. Yeah, one of the sergeants was over here coughing and gagging. Apparently he hasn't had too much experience with OC. And I'm coughing because I need water. Debbie, the call went out, a man with a gun, and they said there were several calls coming in at once. They came out here. I heard them say that the man wasn't complying. I don't know. I wasn't here at that point. But then somebody said, I'm coming up with beanbag. And then they heard, people around here heard shots, which would have been the beanbag rounds going off. And he was pepper sprayed, evidenced by one of the officers coughing and choking. So I I've been pepper trained. I had to get sprayed in the face with it twice, so I'm pepper trained. So I recognize when someone starts coughing and gagging, I know what that is. I don't know that they found it. One of the officers I heard say he pitched it, but we don't know where he pitched it at. She wanted to give him some milk. They're not going to let her give him anything to drink. Finally, the cop puts his knees behind his back so that he can sit back. Yeah, he only leaned over 4 times before they did that. What's up, J.E.? What do we got here? Look at some of the comments here. Oh, the frog is here. J.E. Atwood. Yeah, I was just getting ready to leave too. Head out of Hemet, and this happened. I got back down here. I got stuck behind a caravan. Not a caravan, but a care van. Rex from Rancho Cucamonga. We're in Hemet. You have several police calls. No, there was a gun. Several people saw it. He pitched it somewhere though, but several people have saw the gun, him running with it. So he pitched it somewhere. But someone else said he's allegedly high. So he may not. He may be out of his mind. You know, he may have been. Maybe he has mental health issues. Maybe, you know, we don't know what's going on. So we're just trying to ensure that he's treated professionally and equally. So, I mean, no matter what he's done, he deserves to be treated humanly and decently. So, you know, not kicked or slapped and so far the police have been professional with him as far as I've been here, and they probably will be. We just want to assure that. So guy over here screaming. Is that a news guy? Oh. So they're gonna lay him on the stretcher, and if he is high and he's been running, his body's gonna be his metabolism and all that's gonna be going in 12 different directions. So when I got here, he was in the middle of the street, face down, handcuffed. They picked him up. An officer told me, stay over here because we're going to tape it off. I look across the street, there's like half a dozen people over here, so I walked across the street. So I'm like, you know, if they're safe there, I'm safe here. So I think several people here in the neighborhood know this guy. So I think he's familiar in the neighborhood. A lot of people are concerned about him. Now they got him handcuffed behind the back and he's laying on them. That hurts, by the way. That is very painful. Somebody's asking where his car is. I don't know if he had a car. I parked and ran down here. Hey, Missouri Ozarks. Yeah, you missed a little bit of action. This is an unmarked detective car. No, I don't mind showing it. It's got exempt plates anyway. But We're gonna come over here and make sure they treat him right. So we're gonna make sure they treat him right in the ambulance. So here comes a fire engine. I wonder if the paramedics are here to flush his face. Yeah, I don't know, J.E. It's been quiet here. I mean, like dead quiet. I was like, you know what? I'm on my way out of town. And then I heard this call go out, and I freaking jetted down here as fast as I could without exceeding the speed limit. Try that. That was hard to do. But I got here in time. He was still in the street, face down, handcuffed. And of course, somebody said he's high, which means his metabolism and his body chemistry is all going freaky. Yeah, Victorville is always busy. I was trying to get this thing to go live and I couldn't get it to go live. But the police aren't doing anything. So we're gonna make sure they treat him right. I think one of the cops just got in the ambulance. He better get to the hospital safe. We know how that goes. Yeah, they got the street locked down. But so we saw what condition he was in when they put him in the ambulance. If he gets to the hospital in any other condition, then we know something went wrong.
Okay, we done had enough of your sisters. We in there. Why you got that deck on your brain? Your deck on that brain.
So we saw what condition he was when he went to the hospital, or he's in the ambulance. He should get to the hospital in the same condition. So we know that don't always happen though. Yeah, I don't think he was body slammed because I heard one at gunpoint, and then they didn't want to approach him because they said he wasn't cooperating. I don't know, I wasn't here. But then they deployed beanbags. I said dispersed earlier, I meant deployed. They deployed beanbags.
What happened?
People were calling saying there was a man with a gun running down the street.
Is that what happened?
That's what they're saying. When I got here, he was already face down. The reason we're recording is we saw what condition he was put in the ambulance. If he gets to the hospital and let's say he's got like a swollen eye or his nose is bleeding, we'll say, well, that's not what he looked like when you put him in the ambulance. So that's why I'm filming this. So he should get to the hospital in the same condition they put him in the ambulance. That's why I'm filming. Yeah, it was a man with a gun call. But, you know, regardless of all of that, they put him in the ambulance. They're going to take him to the hospital to get checked out. He should get there the same condition they put him in there. We know that hasn't happened in at least, probably more than two, but there's at least two nationally known stories of people that were put in an ambulance and something happened and they went south on the way there. We know of two stories like that, where people were put into an ambulance and something happened. So if he gets to the hospital with any other condition that he was put in there, something went wrong, and I have the camera footage, so there you go. Wow, that was crazy, yo. I was trying to get down here so fast. At least I got down here, he was still in the street. So So again, he should get to the hospital in the same condition that he was put in that ambulance. We saw his face had no marks or anything. And I'm not saying anything's gonna happen, but we know of 2 stories where something did happen, right? I forget the names. I think Franklin was one of the names. Going off memory. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll go out and see if I can get into something else. I may have to just do a boring audit. We'll see. Thank you for watching, guys.